Oh, I think you guys can't even hear me. Can you guys hear me now? There might be no. Can you hear me now? It was muted before. Tolu. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was muted before. So, good evening, everyone. How you're doing? It's a beautiful weekend. How is the weekend starting up? It's Chat On with the King once again. My name is Victor King, and I'm privileged to be your host. Thank you for joining and welcome. Please do us a favor as we get started. I have some very interesting and, so to say, life impacting gist for you guys today. I've been meaning to make a time for me to do this show for like a week, but I've had too much engagement. Now, as you're joining, please do us a favor. Click the share button and let's just invite our friends to join us. 22. Damn. Let's click the share button, please. Let us invite our friends. I feel some people say they have not been getting notifications. I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but let's click the share button and let's just so that we can invite them and everybody can join us. Let's see our job. I'm begging. Most time people get to call me after the show and say, "Oh, when did you come online?" When did you come online? First of all, how's your week been, or how is your weekend starting up? How's your weekend starting up, everybody? I'm trying to see how I can invite people from here. Okay. Let's invite our friends. So how is the weekend starting up? Hope you guys are been having a fruitful and a productive week. Yeah, for a couple of days now, I've been having a lot of conversations with people, and we've been looking about, people who have been gracious enough to share their personal experience. This is going to be an interactive show. Hey, baby, Stella Maris, how are you doing? You will not kill somebody. Show me power on TikTok then. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni ọ̀rọ̀ máa feel sexy o. Nǹkan tó ń ṣe o. Nǹkan tó ń ṣe o. Nǹkan tó ń ṣe o lè máa fún wa problem o. The way you are killing it daily is a concern. It's a concern. Bàbá bọ̀bọ̀. So I've been having a couple of conversations, this week, since last week actually, and we've been, people who are sharing their personal experiences with us. Olórí Olóyin, I like that name, Olóyin. Yeah. Honey seller or honey owner. Which one? Mr. Moiwa, yeah, this is live. I just sent it to you because I know you the last time you said you didn't get notifications. Yeah. So we've been talking about, experiences, about, people's personal experiences about betrayal, either from a significant other, either betrayal from a friend, betrayal from family, betrayal from spouses, husband, wife, and how they deal with it. Stella, baby, mark by me now. Stella, mark by me now. Every time I open my TikTok now, is you I see. Well done. Well done. Baba Bobo, share Henry. Henry Stella. You will not see anything now. Comfort Adesonya, welcome. Thanks for joining. Adebowale Olufowura. Mo like honey olórí Ọlọ́run Jésù ń bọ̀. Funny náà mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ ńlá. Wọ́n bá ní kí wọ́n lá nǹkan láyé Ọlọ́run fi ràn mí ni. Mo ń láyà tì. Èmi náà Mr. Lacasera. Mo ń lá ṣége. À ń gbọ́ láìta ò lá nǹkan tó rùn. Mo like honey yẹn. Today is Friday. That's why I'm doing late night show for those of you in UK and Nigeria. So if your children are not sleeping, it's at your own risk. You're on your own. No. Friday show and you will show. Adejoke Eniola Oluwa Firipemi. I like that name. Although it's long, and what we can get on pass WAEC. I love the name, very lovely name. Oluwa Firipemi. But that name is long. How many alphabets is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 alphabet. If you had middle name to this and last name to this, I'd tell you Melu. Meanwhile, the column for WAEC where you're going to write your name, you know those boxes, for those of you who go to WAEC, is just 21. They put sample there. Shiroma Shukuma Abiola. Shiroma Shukuma Abiola. To àwọn akọ Olúwa Firipemi pẹ̀lú middle name pẹ̀lú last name sí. Ó máa ti kọjá box yẹn nǹkan tó jẹ́ kó pass. Ẹ̀mẹ́rin ló ṣe WAEC. Olúwa Firipemi. Mo lè wá gbà fúnra mi. Olórí. I can come for the honey myself, or you can bring it in person. I will send in it, but I will know now. Yeah, that's a very nice name. All right, let's get to business. You guys want to talk crazy? Mo wà nílé fún yín come on. Stella máa láti ẹ̀bàdé ọgbọ́n wà fọ́. Ṣé òun wà ìwọ tó fà ọdún sex? Stop well. Mo hit ara kan mi o. I'm only by default. Don't try me. I'm fún ẹ lóyún o. Ara kan mi agro mo wà. Nǹkan tó ń ṣe o. Prince, how are you doing, sir? Default mode ni auto on. Oh my God, auto on. Go share. Posting náà ní kò ní lè ka o. Bá bá ọ máa lò wá lóyún. Oró ni bàbá wa kò yẹ oró. Ṣé máa jẹ́ ká sùn gan gidi àbẹ́fẹ́ ṣe rọ́bìṣì ẹ̀yin lẹ́yìn fà mí sẹ́yìn o. Ẹ̀yin ni. Today, like I told you, today is Friday. We will talk rubbish today. Now, so I've been having a couple of conversations with a couple of people in the last 1 week. I think I made an update and I asked people to share their personal experiences. But we pastor in lab. See, this is the problem we have in our society. I think that most pastors have become fraudulent and dubious because the people, the society, pose an expectation on them that is unreasonable, a expectation that they cannot meet, and they live fake life. They are now struggling to fit into the expectation. The expectation of the man based on religious leaders is unreasonable. They are human beings. Pastor Victor, Alabosi, which one is adding pastor to my name? Ṣé mo ṣí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì lójú ẹ̀ lánàá? Àbí mo sọ fún yín pé mo ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì síbi ìkan Kristana? Alabosi ni. Ní bá jẹ́ tí àdìsá láti jẹ́ pastor, ẹjọ́ ṣé pastor kì í ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ok nǹkan tó da òye pastor àbí? Ṣé nǹkan tó da òye pastor tó bá rí ìdígò nímọ̀ pé ìdí ìdúró dédé àbí? Ìmọ̀ àtọ̀ra yín ọ̀gbẹ́ni pastor ló lábẹ́tì. mi kò mo dé ìbá life mi dé tí mo máa ní mò ń ṣe pastor kan ọgbẹ́ ọlọ́run kan tó dá mi mọ̀ pé project in progress ni ó mọ ibi tí mo bà so tí wọ́n bo ìwọ ọlọ́run tó ní ó fún mi lẹ́ expectation 3 kg ẹ̀yin society ẹ̀ ló ń gbé expectation 25 kg síwájú mi ẹ̀kan ń tanra yín ni màá disappoint yín but ó yọ ọlọ́run. Are you with me? Thank you for your understanding. Both the understand. Péjọ. Kí ló kan rú àwa ẹ̀? Kí pásọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ìgboro àmà fọ́ṣẹ́ wọ́n làkàṣẹ́rà. Wọ́n kì í ṣe àwọn ọmọ ìgboro ló wá fine nísìn. Wọ́n máa lọ ọmọ sẹ́jẹ̀ wọ́n fi ń fresh wọ́n look young. Pásítọ̀ máa gbó bí ilẹ̀ Gánì. Ẹ máa wo ṣan lórí pásítọ̀ mi ìlà ẹ̀ máa gbà. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé máa yóò lówó lọ́wọ́ ní ó dẹ̀ lówó lọ́wọ́ kò tọ́ba ní kò nọ́ra ní frustration ló máa ń jẹ́ kéèyàn gbó wàá ṣiṣẹ́ wàá ṣe gbé wàá gbé gbogbo bí òòtún ní kò dáa wàá gbó àwọn ẹlẹ́yìn báyìí tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ wàá róbìnrin rẹ̀ gbogbo ṣan rẹ̀ á máa dìde bí kéwọ́ ló fẹ́ analyze problem Africa gbàdókò má fi stress pa ara ẹ̀ kò sí pain reliever tó tó láyé ibuprofen plus Tylenol àtọ̀ rẹ̀ ayẹyẹ nìkan wá gbómi kalẹ̀ tí mo ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ láìfù lọ́ọ̀ ni o gbọ́dọ̀ tọ́ba kí gbogbo waistline gbogbo ball and socket ẹ kó free you understand gbọ́dọ̀ tọ́ba life yìí ti serious jù láì problem ní tán kí ló fi ń relax kí ló fi ń unwind wàá tún ní òye lómi oúnjẹ àti wo nǹkan tẹ́yẹ bá jẹ lẹ́yẹ ń gbé fò diabetes ni ó pa ẹ́ nǹkan tó fẹ́ jẹ tó fẹ́ lò pé toro ti ọ̀sùn sójú wá fẹ́ máa jẹun jù ó máa padà sick ni. Food is not pleasure. Food is not pleasure. Food is to give you your body nutrient and give you the energy you require for you to go about your daily business. You think because you have worked hard, you want to eat. Want to eat. Oh my God, diabetes last. Food have side effects. Okay, any side effects too. I'm telling you now. Your pastor will not tell you this. I'm going to buy you again. So bá rò pé ní pastor Victor ọgbẹ́ni mo ní ìdí ẹ̀ mo agro mo wà sẹ́ẹ̀ agro mo wà wọ́n ti bá mú nísìn tí ó bá lóyún ọlọ́run wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ so stop playing with me with come and la me ọgbẹ́ni tó bá gbẹ́nu sí ẹ̀ nǹkan àṣẹ ẹ̀ ẹ má fi dídó bá mi ṣe ó léwu. I'm the worst person to flirt with ultimate why I'm only by default. I want you. Stella, gbogbo èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ mo jẹ́ wọ́n ní nísìn. Ó ní ọmọ kí ni ọkọ yìí? Tolú bọ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ report pẹ̀lẹ́ oní report card. Ó ní ó máa slack you. Mi ò lè ka nǹkan tó ẹ̀kọ́ dàrí. Àjọkẹ́ ẹni ọlá ṣeré, you know what's up. You see, they are talking from experience. FZ Bow. All right, let's get to business. Let's get serious, okay? How about you? Ofi Jaco. Kò ní side effect. You will end up growing old and dying and regret not fucking. In your life, in everything you do in life, do more fucking. You need it in your life. You need it. Matthew, well, you need it. Don't let anybody deceive you. Stella Mary say, you know now, you are a driving distance to me. You are 6 hours driving. I will get you. But they didn't lay it in the All on tape from Ashi. Kọ́lọ́run fún mi ṣe lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ayé ẹ̀ ká mọ̀ kan tá à ń ṣe fún ó dín tírẹ̀tì mi ti pẹ́ náà ní abáde kí ló kan prince èwo ní kọ̀ọ̀pù ẹ̀yin náà bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀pù ní abẹ́yìn náà bẹ́ẹ̀ fọ́ the 4 and the 4E they are not complaining ẹ má worry. Let's get to business. Because like you people, when you go on it, when you like we don't like they calm down. They calm down. I thought I was the only one on that table. But don't call me. Call those who are supposed to call. But you know here. Èmi ṣáà jẹ́wọ́ èmi ọ́ní mood mo wà. Ó dà gbé mi nìkan kan gbogbo yín gan wọ́n ràn wọ́n wà lára yín. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa calm down. All right, let's get to business. So I made a post and we'll be talking about, surviving betrayals and all of that. And give you stress. So I've been getting reports and feedback, and people have been inboxing me about their personal experiences. So I'm just going to share a couple, and of course the phone line is open for you to share your personal experience. What we're trying to do is, I want to look at, is it your own? I want to look at, betrayal from a large scale. How it looks as if, when they say breakfast and national budget, people have gone through certain moments of their life where they went through betrayal. And it broke them down and they could not get over it. They moved on, but the ripple effects of that betrayal are still on them, and most times has deterred their relationship with every other person. I've listened to so many women that say, God forbid, I will never trust a man again. Okunrike. Now, you don't have any business. You might want to text me. I will not remember. Matthew Abiodun. I will not remember. My number is on the screen right here. You might want to text me. Just send me a message so I will remember. I can even give you a call back if I have the time. But you see, I saw your message, chat me on WhatsApp, but I might forget. And that's the honest truth. Text me on that number on the screen right there. I will get in touch with you ultimately. Now, so many people won't get over these things. Now, you'll be like, I can't trust a man again. One, you can't trust. You can't love. So because of one ugly experience, which they have every reason to feel the way they feel. But you see, that thing will now mess up. You still went through disappointments. You still went through betrayal. Not to talk of when you now want to be an asshole. What are you expecting? And this is why so many people have, from one ugly experience to another ugly experience to multiple ugly experiences. And if you are going to be true to yourself, you will know by now that everybody you have dealt with in the last couple of years have one negative thing to say about you. But to you always tell them, no, that's not who I am. You are just being careful. Everybody cannot be wrong. Maybe you need to take a step back and look. Maybe some experiences in the past have a ripple effect on your attitude now. There are certain things, people will not just leave you the way you are. Maybe the disappointment has left you with certain attitude, certain virtue that is not really who you are. But you are carrying that bitterness, you are carrying that regret sometimes. You are moved on, you are forgiving the person. But you see, you took the wrong lesson out of it, or you took certain notions that are shaping your attitude after them. And trust me, people have been through hell. People have seen betrayal at its peak. And when we talk about betrayal, I'm not talking of but that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking of breakup. We're not talking of heartbreak. We're not talking of disappointment. We're talking of betrayal. You know the difference between disappointment and betrayal. Whether be it betrayal of trust, betrayal of confidence, betrayal of, financial fraud, family. It doesn't have to be relationship. Family. Yorùbá sọ pé ọ̀rẹ́ dání ò tó pọ́n, ẹni abínibí ń dání. Sometimes siblings, sometimes parents. Now, over time, now you want to be better. You still want to have a life. You are moving on, but you realize that your relationship, you can't even keep a relationship with female friends. Not to talk of male. People are, how many of you here, be honest, this is a no judgment zone. You already know. I've experienced this, where people say something about you and you know that's not who you are. And you're telling them, the mommy, no, to buy mommy. If you have to explain yourself to people who you are, there is a problem. How many of you have experienced it that you feel like people misjudge you or have a wrong idea of you, wrong notion about you? How many of you are going through or have been through that kind of situation? Let me see if I'm talking to real people here. Now, just tell me what people say about you that you really know or you feel for a fact that that's not who you are. Let me give you an example of myself. A lot of people growing up and even up to now, it's better now. I have less of that now, but way before now, and that is because I'm more outspoken now. I used to be less outspoken, but I still experience it till now. Somebody said something to me recently, and I was like, wow. And don't let anybody tell you that you should not give a shit about what people say, about what people feel about you. It's a lie. We are social animals. We are living in a society. Except you are going to build a world for yourself. People's opinion counts. There are people who are going to say nonsense about you regardless. You don't have to let it affect you, but you should put it into consideration and use it to evaluate yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should not. People's opinion should not be a verdict over your life. But if anybody tells you it doesn't count, they're lying. Now, personally, I want you to share your personal experience. How do you think that people misjudge you? What you have experienced consecutively over time? Then you really feel that that's not who you are, or you feel that people are not patient enough to really get to know you. I want to hear it. Have you ever been through it, and what has been the wrong notion that people have had about you? Let me tell you mine. So many times that I cannot number. People get to have this opinion about me. Victor King, who proud? That guy is very proud. He's very cocky. He's very arrogant. I continue to work on myself. I don't know what it is, but I started doing a research on why would people. Do you know my anger is that people who have never spoken to me in their life, maybe they see me from afar off, they see me at Kimbo, at ease. You just see me afar off, or you barely know me, and you're saying that about me. The question is, I hear people be like, I don't like that guy. Especially ladies. I don't like that guy. Why? I don't like him. He looks proud. How can somebody look proud? Pride is not a look. Pride is a person. I've been too misjudged so many times. Too misjudged. Now, let me tell you what I find out. If I'm not talking to you actively, or I'm not talking to anybody, if you see me alone, my default face is like this. Ojú mi máa ń le, mom sí mi mo dẹ̀ fi jọ. Ẹ fẹ́ lè máa rí mom sí mi ń káàkiri, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ya photo fún wọn, kan smile. Mom sí mi ò kì í rẹ́rìn. I don't know why. But even when she smiles, you can clearly see that this smile is fake. She just goes, ẹgbẹ́ inú ni. Àwọn ẹ̀rín làjẹ́ yẹn. Couple of time in church, there was a time I think I was playing in church. I was on the piano like 2 times. A lady walked up to me and just whispered into my ears, what's happening? I'm like, I'm fine. He goes, why are you mad? And I'm like, mad with who? With what? He said, your face look like you're angry. Meanwhile, èmi ti ronú lọ ni o. Ọmọ àlè. Mumbele, that means wrong. I was just lost in thought. So my face would be like, I'm a deep thinker. You understand? So when I'm not talking, I'm literally talking to myself. I do more of intrapersonal communication than interpersonal. So you can see me sit down and I'm like, I don't know that pride have a look, honestly. Nobody told me that growing up. So do me manly. So I look like I am unaccessible. Now, two things people have said about some people will say I'm proud, some people will say I'm wicked. In your two in your two basel to look wicked, you look I hear stuff like you look mean. And like mean. Let me tell you the very recent one. I went for an event and I have an old friend that, we grew up, we were in college together. So he was introducing me to so many people. And when there was a big event, we have a couple of celebrities there. And they put me on the table. It was a VIP table to sit. Couple of, maybe like an hour after then, my friend pulled me outside and I said, Victor, let me talk to you. I said, what happened? He said, there's a woman there that, like, immediately you came in, she was calling everybody and she said, is that not Victor King? They said, yes. He said, that she said she could not stay on that table again. She had to leave. And she said, no, she can't stay here. She's afraid. That, Victor King, go Burugon. Show Morini. He said, woman, we show my blogger. Burugon. And she did not only run away, she was telling everybody to be careful. Unfortunately, by the time I heard, we got it. So when they came to me and they said, my blog, and I'm like, first of all, who know her? I want to buy local our blog. Okay, my session is my blog. Does that make any sense? Now, people feel I'm cocky because, again, let me tell you this part. Why I grew up having that misrepresentation. I'm a very shy, reserved person. Yeah, I know people will be like, you work shy. I'm an extremely shy person, but you won't know. If I'm talking like I'm talking in front of the camera, why should I be shy? If I'm talking on the stage, talking to people, I anchor events, I do, weddings, and I'm not shy if I'm not talking to one. But if I have to talk to one person, probably why me more toast. Me more toast. Would you mind me? Till today. Was it on Sunday? I was talking more than one key. And the person said, I've noticed you. Why do you always greet everybody like this? Till today, both young and old, I greet everybody like this. If I'm talking to you personally, I can't look into your eyes. I can't look into people's eyes directly when I'm actively talking to them. I'll be talking to you and I'll be like probably holding my phone or looking at sideways. I'm an extremely shy person, but it's not showing. So people see the outspoken, lively life of the party, Victor King. They just don't see it possible for me to be shy. So now, because I'm shy, I don't talk to everybody. I might get to a venue now or get to a place and I see you. Now, this is the crazy part. Most people know me, but I don't know them. They'll be looking at, they'll be looking at you like this. You know for a fact that I don't know you. There are so many people, all of you here. This is a community of over 45,000 people. I know some people by name, but I don't know them. I don't know anybody. Maybe I've seen 10, 15 people before out of 45,000. I don't know most of you. Some of you, I've seen your picture, will probably have a chat, probably have a phone conversation, but I can still possibly see you in person and not recognize you. Plus the fact that you should know that my eyes is bad anyway. I'll go to a place and I might be in a venue and they'll be looking at me like this. Now, even if I notice that you're looking at me, if you think I'll come and talk to you, you are lying. You are lying. Now, when I stay in that kind of place and you do not talk to them, I leave, they will take a conclusion that you are being arrogant. You understand? Meanwhile, do I feel like greeting them? Yes. Why did I not greet them? I'm shy. I can't just go and talk to people like that. I've been going to my church for the past 6 years. There is a guy I invited to church recently, less than 3 months ago. So on Sunday morning, he was talking to some people. Everybody in boy team Basoro as they want him money and it's just less than 3 months joining the church. I was the one who brought him to church. I was not telling someone, I said, well, and he comes up with boy, you don't bear, watch out for him. I'm like, no, I have to see. The people he's talking to, the people I see him with, I've been in that church for 6 years. I've never talked to them. If I don't have business with you, I don't have anything to say to you. Not because I don't, I will talk to you respectfully. Nobody, I repeat, nobody will ever say I've disrespected them before. Toba should be bastard, though. That's the thing. Like, you act right. I respect everybody. Now let me get away. You will not know because you've never invested your time in knowing me. So you will not know. You don't know. Naomi, my cast here. Naomi, my cast here. Naomi, my cast here. Right. So it's possible for you. I'm just giving you an example of myself so you can feed forward and tell me. So is there anybody who you think that people have said things multiple times about you that is not your person? Mr. Lucio guy, I want Naomi and fear, I want Naomi. I'm an need you. I'm an blue. Kì í ṣe ti fẹ̀lẹ́ eléyìí ṣá, kì í ṣe Naomi Àkúrẹ́, Naomi London, fáńgẹ̀ kan báyìí ta ni kò fẹ́ wà tó sá lọ. So let me hear your experience. Do you think you have been misjudged? What do people say about you that you really think is not you? You are very sure that that's not who you are, but so many people have judged you or called you that name. So the betrayal that people have been through. So I'm going to read a couple of stories to you, and then we are going to share a line of thoughts. So like I said, it's going to be an interactive show. That's why I'm putting the number on the screen from the start. You can call in at any time. So I have a couple of stories to read to you. I'll read it slowly so that everybody can understand. I've seen, I want to go through gone. So we use them as case study for us to deal into these thoughts, and then we're not going to how to deal with it, how to move on from it. How can you get away from it? How can you go through betrayal after going the post-betrayal? How do you make sure that it doesn't leave you with certain nemesis? How do you deal with it? How do you get over betrayal? And how do you make sure that instead of breaking you down, it actually build you up and make you a better person? Okay, this one is very interesting. Let me read this. I have a couple of them in my inbox. I think I saw some in the comment section of that post too. But this one is such a very interesting one. If I'm too fast, please let me know. Now, so I read. Let's get started. They think I'm a promiscuous person, Stella Maris, because of the way I talk. I don't think you're promiscuous. I think you're somebody like me. You know, there's what they call verbal flirt. I can flirt with anybody. I do it very easily. In fact, I don't know when I do it. You say rubbish to me, I will say rubbish back to you. But it's not like I mean it. It's called verbal flirt. There are people like that. In fact, I'm so good at this shit that I don't even have to say anything to you. I can just look at you in the eyes and just translate something. It's just, some people are like that. You just have this magnetic energy that can translate something. I don't even have to talk. No, Ebziba, shut up. You get shoko. No. Anybody who say yes should go, they are very correct. Shut up. Yeah, it's called verbal flirt. Now, the reality is that people who flirt verbally are not really like that. Anybody who knows me, I'm saying this with my full chest openly. I know so many of you with your posts where I'm doing many people who know me will know that I'm not the womanizing type, but I can talk rubbish from now to tomorrow. Since I've been on this social media, and tó bá ti sọ pé mo dóhùn rí o àbí mo dọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ òun rí kó nawọ́ sókè, I can challenge anybody openly. I have never, again, I repeat, never dated anybody on Facebook. But people will not be, you know how many people did talk about my Facebook yẹn pa. Recently, I was having a conversation with Abike Jagaban. The same Abike Jagaban. We were having a phone conversation, and she was accusing me of so many things. And I'm like, hey, Jay, I never do this kind of thing before. She was mentioning, and I'm like, I don't even know this person. You said, I heard that you slept with her. I'm like, hey, me. And she was so sure of what they told her. She said she was told, but they told her with too many convincing proof. And I just laughed. And I said, it's not that we are going to be embarrassing people. Bring them, let them say it to my presence. People will look at you from afar and assume something. And they will tell somebody else their assumption as if it's a reality. By the time they will say it to somebody else, they will say it like they are fully convinced. Me, I can run mouth like anything. But I say it openly. This is a live show. And in Toba, say it openly. Mo Victor Odifola Agbaja bye. I will give you 100,000 right now if I cannot prove you wrong. I've been living in Maryland for 7 years. 7 good years. Any Nigerian who can say, Victor, I know who you are dating in Maryland, let them raise their hand. That doesn't mean I'm only my fault. Mistake. But that you will see me everywhere. The way they talk, I must speak. Many know that day. So, because I won't aware. Do I show off? In this Maryland, do you know? I don't even know any girl in Maryland. Me more. I could just run my mouth. So some people are like that. So me, I don't even worry when people feel like we need to know Victor. I think you come. I don't even dispute it. I don't deny it because I know that I create the representation. I always use my mouth to run it. Number 2 reasons I have realized, it was last year I find out that if you are somebody who is aware of yourself, you just take care of yourself. You are a little bit, decent. You are somebody who is aware of yourself. You put yourself together. Just looking good alone is a crime. You can easily be judged as alagberi. For a man, I don't know about the woman. But you can look good last some people will just say, Nishi, kilo de you don't wash it. Sheshe, go there, bam, somebody was in my house. I was dressing up and I was combing my hair. I brought a comb my beard and I was like, so I have a lot of eyebrows, eyeshadow, what do you call it? It's a lot of hair. You have to always trim it down. Sometimes it joins together in the middle. So when I cut my hair, I would trim it. So when I'm getting dressed, I used to brush it just for it not to just look like I'm some wild animal. He said, just for looking good, people will judge you. People will just assume. I mean, it might be like that for a lady, I don't know. Just for you keeping yourself together, just getting yourself tidy. I like being here. So meanwhile, the same woman will know. Alẹ́ ni tó bá lè náwó sẹ̀, mi ò break heart mi o, odó mi ó sá lọ 100k ni. You don't even have to. I can challenge anybody to that. I've been on my lane, minding my damn business. If I just talk, I just talk. Other than that, nothing else. So let's get to the story. So let me read this story for you, and then we use that as a case study, and then we can move on from there. This person said, "My story of betrayal." I want you to listen. Naomi, my cast here. Naomi, second strike. You know, say I know way like that. You mean my cast here? You mean my cast here? One well. Where's the thing? Come out to disappear. It might be no. My story of betrayal. I got married to my husband in 2016. I want you guys to follow. He was working with a very popular company on the island. When we got married, he has nothing. But being the fact that I'm not the type of lady that date guys because of money, I was so much comfortable with him. After 6 months of marriage, he told me he borrowed some amount of money from his office to help his auntie's business, the sum of 250,000 naira. And now that the auntie refused to pay back, the company is about to get him arrested for fraud. Ha! That same money, I transferred the money to his account immediately, and he left for work. After 4 hours, I got a call from his office by his MD asking me to come to the island. Then I was pregnant. So I got to the office and I was told my husband is at the police station due to unpaid loan of 3.7 million. I almost fainted, but the managing director calmed me down, and right there in his office, I told him what happened before my husband left for office, that he told me of 250,000, and the MD said he lied, and brought out the agreement file signed by my husband as an evidence between him and the company. At that point, I did a transfer of 2 million right in the MD's office. So I requested for a month's grace to balance up, and they agreed. I never told my husband that I was called to his office by his MD, and he got home that night and was thanking God and was thanking me that he didn't pass the night at the police station due to the 250k he collected in the money from me. Months after I put to bed with the baby boy, my son was 2 months when he said he need to get a car. Now the company is selling out some car at auction price, and my reply was, "It's a good decision." Little did I know that Oga has already taken one of my ATM card for himself. 2 weeks later, our daddy came home with a black Toyota Corolla. I was so excited. I never knew the money that produced that was from one of my abandoned accounts that I was using that I wasn't using because I was saving the money there to start up a business after the birth of my son. Long story short, after 6 months, baby has grown. I decided to open a shop and start up my business. Getting to the account, it was empty. I cried my eyes. because by then my husband had started misbehaving. He seized all my ATM card and was enjoying my money. Lest I forget, I gave birth to my child through cesarean section. The car he bought with my money, I dare not go close to it. I became so frustrated in my marriage. I couldn't tell anyone about it, but kept dying in silence. Except my best friend. I couldn't tell anyone, I get excited, except my best friend. And she will always say, let's leave the name. You need to exercise patience and be more prayerful. It will change. House rent, he won't pay. Feeding, nothing. Clothing, still on me. I kept funding this with the only account on me. Out of 3 accounts, he never allowed me to do anything, but I always do my business online. So I used that to settle so much bill, but he always dropped 500 naira for me when he's going out. So I started daily contribution of 300 naira since there is always food at home. After a year and a month, I took in again. In fact, I almost aborted the child because I wasn't properly healed from the recovery I wasn't properly healed and recovered from my first CS. But my best friend was there for me and he also promised to change. So I put to bed again a baby boy through CS. Again, and everything became so worse because I don't have money again. He doesn't drop his usual 500 naira anymore. And now introduce physical and verbal abuse. So I started thinking of what to do. Of course, my next plan was to leave the marriage, but I exercised patience till my second son was 3 years. Then I finally left last year. I'm so happy I left alive with my 2 kids after so many threats to life. In fact, Lagos State Domestic Violence Agency knows about my case. The healing process isn't easy, but with God. Sometimes I cried my eyes when I needed to. I drink alcohol, not in the presence of my children, but I mostly do it at night when they are sleeping. I listen to worship songs. Sometimes I go to Redeem Camp to fast and pray for days, crying to God. When I listen to stories like this, it's like it choke me. It choke my throat. Like choke the hell out of my throat. Now, this lady who sent her story, she's 36 right now. And she got married in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That means she got married at 30. She got married at the age of 30, so to say. How many of you understand your story? So this is a big case of betrayal. Big one. She got married, believing that things will work out. Even the guy is working many jobs here and there, working in the company, but he doesn't have nothing. But she said, she feel like, oh, I marry for love. I don't marry for material things. And then down the line, early marriage, the guy said he's owing some debts. No questions asked, she gave the money, 250,000. He left and got to the office and then the job. Yeah, so that's what I'm recapping. So the husband said he's owing money. 250,000, no, I borrowed the money from my company. She gave the money without any questions asked. The husband left for work. After leaving for work, the manager called the wife and said, your husband is in police custody because he's being charged for fraud. Now, the wife ran to the office. What's going on? On getting there, they told her that the husband borrowed 3.8 million loan and refused to pay. So therefore, they got him arrested. The wife was like, it was just this morning that he told me that he borrowed 250,000 from his job, and I gave it to him to go and pay up. The manager said, no, he's lying. He actually borrowed 3.8 million. Why did he say it's 250K? Why did he collect 250K? Oh, okay, well, to save the situation, she, on the spot there, did a transfer of 2 million naira again to the manager. I want you to listen because I don't want it to be like my own view. I want us to share our opinion about this. The number to call is on your screen. So she transferred 2 million and make an arrangement to balance the rest in a month. She was already pregnant. Couple of months later, the husband called her again and said, we need a card. After she gave birth, she was pregnant then, she gave birth. The husband said, we need a card to be using. And she said, well, good plan. Without consulting her at all, just saying we need a card, they will talk about it on the passenger. You know all this, what they call pillow talk in marriage. All of a sudden, one day, the husband drove home a Toyota Corolla, claiming she bought it from their company. He bought it from the company. It was months after when meanwhile, she was saving some money in her account to start business after, not seeing their son. Was when the son was already gone and she decided to start her business, realized that all the money in her account is gone. The husband took the money to buy the car, which she said she doesn't even have access to the car. She doesn't have a single access to the car. This man will not let her touch the car for any reason. After all of this, the marriage became hostile. Somebody, he won't let her work. He won't let her do nothing. He's not giving her money. She's the one feeding the whole house, clothing the children, clothing herself. He would drop 500 naira on the table and walk away. And then she was making her job out of the 500 naira again. And then at some point, the man stopped giving the 500 naira. Stopped completely giving the 500 naira. And then the thing graduated into, and then she got pregnant again for another child. That's why I have a problem with her. She got pregnant again. So are you telling me in the middle of this abuse, women will be complaining, my husband did this, my husband did that. Hey, that's my doing. Like, make it make sense. I'm confused. I feel like sex should be an extension of affection. I feel like if you're having bigotry and prejudice and disagreements, how are you having sex? If I'm not happy with you, I can't really work. But anyway, there's some men who are animals. They will jump on it regardless. She got pregnant again. And this time around, the thing became worse into physical abuse. Physical and emotional abuse. She said she was being beaten multiple times. I asked a question while we were having the conversation. I said, where were your parents in the middle of all this? I said, are they aware? She said, the parents were aware. But they just encouraging her to continue to pray and endure marriages ups and downs. All those shitty stuff that our parents will always say. Long story short, the guy became a wild animal. She wasn't having any peace. And just recently, she finally put an end to the marriage. She finally ended the marriage and got separated. It's not about the marriage now. It's about the betrayal. It's about the betrayal. Now, what is your view? I want somebody to call in and share their perception. What do you have to say about this story? Because if your man became my wife, when I don't want to crush her emotions when I was talking to her, so I'm a little bit subtle and I was swallowing saliva. But this is a generation. I already told her we are going to, for the purpose of learning, share with everybody. That's why I'm reading it to you. That's why I didn't paste it, so you don't know who we're talking about. Somebody say I'm holding 250,000. I said this to a friend recently, and I'm going to say it to every woman who is single here, who is looking forward to date or have a boyfriend, a fiancé, or get married, regardless, or whether you are looking for a side dick, you are looking for a boyfriend, husband, fiancé, regardless of the definition of your relationship. I said this to any woman that cares to listen, because you look as if some women are destined to suffer for real. I realize that some women like to suffer. I say this, and I say it with all my mouth, and say it with all sense of responsibility. Women, it is good for a woman to support a man. Hear me. It's not a bad thing. But underline the word support. Don't you ever take the role of Jehovah in any man's life. Write that down. Don't you ever take the role of Jehovah in any man's life. That's number one. Number two, it is good to support a man. It is good to be there for a man. Life is ups and downs. Listen, Irish and Arika, sure you understand. You will be there for somebody, you support him. Oh yeah, he wants to buy this cup. It costs 20 naira. He has raised 17 naira. You help him to add 3 naira to it. Yes, God bless you. You are a good wife. But he wants to buy this thing. This thing is 20 naira. But he say, "Oh, God will do one day. You are now looking at you. You're not thinking buying it for him makes you a good wife. No, it makes you an idiot." That's number one. Number two, there are certain basic things that makes a man. I repeat, what makes up of a man, what defines a man, is not big dick, is not baby, is not old age. There are certain basic things that makes up a man, and I will count them for you. Number one is independence, whichever way you're going to define it. You have to know how to define a boy from a man. Don't go, if you are in a relationship with somebody who cannot feed himself, you are mad. You are now becoming the one stocking food in his house, and you are going ahead to plan marriage with that kind of person. You know why? Not because he's a bad person, but because he is not a man. He has not learned. All of us have passed through that stage of learning by force how to be responsible, how to be prudent, how to take your $100 and plan it so that you will not get caught up with Bukata. So until a man because you see, once a man has not get to that stage of responsibility to know how to work, I don't care how minor it is, I don't care how bad it is. There's a man who is a director in Globalcom, came here, I took him to a place out of favor. He was thanking me the next day to go and get a job where he was washing cars, car wash, and the man gladly took it. Today, that man is an accountant in a big firm in this same Maryland. But he has worked in a car wash because life is in phases. People are in stages. There are moments where you just have to step down from that big horse and just do the needful. See, until a man knows how to have a sense of responsibility to take care of himself and people who he is accounted for, he is not a man. Until a man know to learn how to be in plenty and in lack. There are moments where you will have enough. There are moments where you will not have at all. And a man is someone who can strike a balance. So when he has too much, he's not being too flamboyant and extravagant and lackadaisical. And then when he doesn't have anything, he's not doing like this. And everybody is not throwing pity party. He's crying and he's nagging and he's if his account balance can control his emotions, he's not a man yet. He's not. Some things are basic. If a man has not gotten those things fixed, don't marry him. Don't date him except you are destined to suffer. So the first thing that defines a man is independence. What I mean by independence, let me count them for you. He can feed himself. He doesn't have to have everything, but you have to have something. God gave Adam job before he gave him a wife. I don't care. See, tell me, oh, my boyfriend, Okuta don't phone quarry. I will tell him, go ahead and marry him. At least it's do so. Ṣé owó tó fi ń fòkúta yẹn tó bá jẹ́ pé ewédú àtàmàlà ló lè provide kẹ́ ẹ jẹ, ẹ lè má lè jẹ ṣàwámà nísìn. But òun ọba tó ń rí yẹn náà, he's not just working, he's not just alone. How does he spend the little he work for? Are you a priority to him? Does he have a sense of responsibility to gather people together and be responsible to them? To feel like you are supposed to eat breakfast. You feel that you are supposed to, again, it's not supposed to take the role of Jehovah in your own life too. But as a man, be responsible for himself. Because somebody who cannot take care of himself, how can he take care of you? Is that not stupidity for you to assume that? Don't marry any man on promise. His situation might change, but his attitude will not. Sunday to Bamada, Saturday Latin. No, see, so let me finish number two. So number one thing that defines a man is independence. And that means that number one, he has what he does for a living. He's known for something. He's known for something. He's known for something. What does he do? What do people know him as? He just biography, law school now, exactly when the man tells you there's a business I'm planning to do more business in. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Susan yìí fún so kí wà dúró dè tó bá di owó tó àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ business yẹn kó wá ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Because that's a nonchalant, no sense man. You don't get to the top in one day. People don't plan how to go to the business again. People don't plan it. You think you just start business by just wishing it. If wishes were us, it's beggars we, right? But if you get a little job now and do little savings over time, you will gather the money you need for the business. But it's not doing anything. It's telling you that he has a plan. Don't marry any man that just have a plan. No. Marry a man that is working his plan. Marry a man that is working his plan. Don't marry prospects. Marry products. That's number one. He has to have something that he's doing. Number two, he has to have his own place of abode. I don't care whether he's in abroad or he's in back home. He just got to America. Anyway, so uncle, cousin, auntie Egbe, Ogbeni Sun saying. You know why? Let him rest. See, there's a learning process in life. To skip learning process, he will not affect data because he will not learn to be responsible. Parents there's something a parent teaches us as a man. Now life they teach us. It was there at or broke, There's so many people have heard that story now in this America. A man was talking on Sunday. He said how many weeks he slept in train station in New York, and then how many streets. And today he's a big boy. If you come through for a man when he's passing through his moment of learning, it will make him skip that value, and it will affect you in your marriage. Ibi lile, not so bad. wèrè tiẹ̀ ní ìsìn ó ń go through bí líle tiẹ̀ òun sọ dẹ̀rọ̀ fún ó fẹ́ jóye Jehovah jire ìyá máa jẹ́ because this man will not learn those things. You are not getting to marry, you want him to do magic, he will not learn it. A man must have his own place of abode, a place of his home. Independence. Ó nílé ara ẹ̀, ó níṣẹ́ ara ẹ̀. Dandan kọ́ ni kó lówó, dandan kọ́ ni kó flamboyant. But ó ní tó bá jẹ́ pé yàrá kan ló ní, but it's to his name. Kì í ṣe ọkùn kan travel wọ́n gbélé lẹ̀ fún un. Is he paying rent here? Because ọkùnrin tí ò san rent, ọkùnrin tó ń fẹ́ lọ́nà tẹ́kẹ̀wọ̀ ló ń san house rent here. Orí ẹ̀ ti dàrú. Ó wá fẹ́ tán nìsín, ó wá ní kò ń fowó jẹ ńlẹ̀ kó mọ́ lára. Kó tó fẹ́ wọ obìnrin mi ló ń ra boxer àti singlet ẹ̀ ìwà àdìgbà tí wọ́n ti ń fẹ́ nísìn wọ́n ló ń san house rent ló ń oúnjẹ sílé kó lé boyfriend burúkú ló máa dọkọ burúkú ọkọ burúkú ló máa bàbá burúkú. So many women are guilty of the nonchalant attitude of the man that they are with. You can breed a moron in a man. You can build a warrior in a man. There's what we call tough love. Love him, but let him stand with his feet and stand on his leg. Hello? 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 Mo ti gbé. Mo wà live, how far? Yep. Yep. I'm live. Okay, what about? I'm live. Get out, get away, yo.
Okay. Checking fairly.
Yeah, my bad, too much.
Okay, no, all right.
All right, now, see you. Yeah. Number 2 thing, after independence. Don't help a man to love and respect you. It's a wrong approach. Did you hear me? Don't help a man to love and respect you. Respect and love, they are dividends of sincere affection. They are dividends of true connection. If it's not there, don't buy it. Wow. You can't buy it if it's not there. Don't help a man to love you. You are a price. If you see the worth in you, a man will go above and beyond for the woman that is in love with. Let's go back to our story. Early marriage. The guy called her and said, "Òun jẹ gbèsè kan." Kó tó mọ̀ ló ti jẹ gbèsè yẹn o. 250K. Without any argument, without no tàbí ṣùgbọ́n, she quickly dropped the money. The same day, the company called the girl, the wife again and said she should come. She's the husband is in police station. Ode alone get 3.8 million. Me personally, I just feel that this lady in question is a victim of emotional fraud. I think that guy from the start, ó ti rówó kan lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó ti plan láti gbà. Tó fẹ́ in fact, pé ọ̀gá pé ibi iṣẹ́ wọn sọ pé ó jẹ owó yẹn. Ọlọ́run, for some reason, my spirit says it's a lie. It's a scam. I believe it's a set up. láàárọ̀ ó jẹ́ 250 by ọ̀sán wọ́n sọ pé ó jẹ́ 3 point something million. And you know how I know that it's a scam? The guy came home and was thanking her for the 250 and did not even talk about the 2.8 million. Did not even talk about the 3 million at all. Because he got 2 million look finally. So 9 out of 10 times, ìgbà tó béèrè 250,000 yẹn tíyàwó kó lẹ̀ without any argument ló wò pé so ọmọ ìlówó lọ́wọ́ báyìí wá débi iṣẹ́ ó kò láì pẹ̀lú mánéjà ẹ̀ pé ọmọ ọ̀dà ìyàwó mi lóògùn òwò tí má lè rówó yẹn gbà bọ̀ mí mo kọ́ tó máa sọ fún mi wá kò láì pẹ̀lú mánéjà ẹ̀ wá set up. I'm just telling you what I feel like not what I'm sure bẹ́ẹ̀mi ṣe rí wà á jọ mọ̀ àti mánéjà nìkan tó jọ enter gẹ̀ yẹn kan tó lọ rí pé ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì lówó sí because bó ṣe kó 250 yẹn lẹ̀ ó fast bàbá ńlá ọ̀gára ọlọ́ṣà jàgùdà páálí lọ́kọ̀ tó fẹ́. But hey, will you blame this girl? Did she do anything wrong for loving a man? No. Did she do anything wrong for supporting a man? No. Do you think a lady like this will ever date anybody again and be willing to support them or love them with her resources? Kọ́kí lọ́dún sọ pé yá mi ní 50,000 ó máa di wèrè mọ́ lọ́wọ́ ni. Surviving betrayal. Ẹ má yẹ kí n máa rojọ́ báyìí. I want to hear people's opinions. I want to hear opinions. I want to hear your view. Or maybe it's your own personal story. You just wanted a home for herself, but fell into the wrong. But wanting a home for yourself, ni kò máa kéèyàn sọ fún ẹ pé òun jẹ gbèsè kan kóhun tó fẹ́ once bá a san. Ọlọ́run á yọ ẹ màmá bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé bírèdì àtẹ̀wà wá nú sẹ́ẹ̀lì o. Ọlọ́run jà sí ń gbọ́. Gbèsè tá a jọ jẹ. You see, when I say don't take the role of Jesus Christ in any man's life, it's wrong. It's very wrong. Don't be the Jesus in any man's life. A man that is disorganized, you can clearly say this man is disorganized by himself. Don't be the hero trying to arrange his life for him. Orí èèyàn òun fẹ́ torí pé ojú ọkàn ti ń pọ́n wọ́n díẹ̀. Nobody knows what to do with the money. Nobody knows. What he told the wife was that he has borrowed the money beforehand, before they even got married. I don't think so too. I think the guy is the 419. I really think the guy is 419. And the one that he went to the company to pay another 2 million, I think it was a setup. Now, that is just after all of this one, this same man, without telling her, stole her ATM card and took money there to go and buy a car for himself. And African parents, they keep telling her to pray. My God, you see who my change. Mo ti tán fẹ́ lu ayé ọmọ ìpadànù sí marriage. Do you know the ripple effect that has done on her? Ẹ máa fara dà ilé ọkọ ni àdúrà ni ọ̀pá Kristẹni àdúrà la fi hear me to anybody who is whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, if you are a faith-based person, hear this very clearly. God don't change people. And I want anybody or pastor or whoever, let them prove me wrong. And prove me wrong by giving me an example in the Bible. I'm a Christian, so give me a biblical example of anybody that God changed their attitude. God don't change anybody's attitude. It is a person that will come to realization and ask God for help and then change. God can arrest you, God can attack you, God cannot change anybody because of you. God can change somebody because he want to use the person. That's personal encounter. But that God will change somebody because of you. Show me one person in the Bible that somebody prayed that God should change the person and God changed the person. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Now you said the man can never see a type of woman like her again. Yeah, so what? But does it bother you to remember that that girl can never be what she used to be again? The sweet, loving, supportive lady that she was. She can never be that again. It doesn't matter whether the guy, he that is down fear no for, whether the guy see a woman like her or not. Guess what? You even lied. It is men like that that always see women like that. Babesky. They know how to scout for successful women to defraud. They sure know how to do that shit. But what matters, what is important, or what is of concern, is that do you know that lady can never be what she used to be? It takes an extra mile for her to trust again. The effect of betrayal on her. First of all, you can see from the story when I was reading it, that she resolved to become alcoholic, that she have to drink at night when she put her kids to sleep because she was dealing with depression. Unfortunately, our society will not help. Her parents keep encouraging her to remain in the marriage. Friends keep encouraging her to remain and continue to pray. Farada. Tare ma fi bóyá kí n kàn gìnẹ́. Tare ma fi fọ́ dànù. Ma farada. Somebody who will not feed you, who will steal from you. At what point? That's going to be my next series of show. The limits. At what point should you draw the line and say, no, not anymore? Like I said, don't take the role of a man of certain age does not have certain basic things. You are there helping him to get it done. Yeah, my dear. Hello, sir.
Hello, Mr. Vito.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. The programming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Were very interesting. Yeah. Observation meaning we Sherry. But mo dé lóyìnbó ìlú tó tí ó yé mi pé pressure tá máa fi lé àwọn ọmọ wa obìnrin lọ́wọ́ ní ilé ìgbà tí wá ó pọ̀ gan.
Very unnecessary pressure.
Very unnecessary pressure. Pressure yẹn máa ń pọ̀. Obìnrin yẹn lè rí even if we think the society tó bá wà láàárín àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ gan bóyá tí ò tí ì nọkọ̀ ó lè jẹ́ pé ó lè dáhùn òbí tó yẹ pé wọ́n fẹ́ rí ọmọ wọn wọ́n fẹ́ rí ọmọ tí ọmọ wọn náà bí.
Right.
Ṣé dẹ̀ rí kíní kan dẹ̀ wà? Like you said, ẹni tó bá onílàkà ìlú lè understand nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ. Téèyàn ò bá àwọn ọkùnrin ṣe é pé mo sọ pé àwọn ọkùnrin mi ò sọ pé àwọn ọkùnrin a máa pè lórí emotion àwọn obìnrin gan. Ṣé rí tábà ti rí pé obìnrin yìí nǹkan báyìí ló ń wá. We work on it. A lot of men work on women. A máa yẹ ká tanra wa. Torí pé irun bọ́ ṣe máa pín ní pressure ẹ̀ wọ́n máa bè lọ́wọ́ pé ẹ̀ tí níyàwó ni. Ẹ̀kọ́ bú ṣe tẹ̀jáde ni ọmọ obìnrin tó máa ń bá sọ nílé ó lè bú sẹ́kún àti wà wéré gan inú ò ní dùn kò sí ní ipò àwọn tó wà nílùú òyìnbó gan ẹni bọ́n ṣe máa ń sunkún gbà mí lórí pé àwọn ò tẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ́kùnrin kan kíní kan èyí tó fẹ́ rí báwo ló ṣe mọ bó ṣe jẹ́ fẹ́ rí hostile ní tèmi àwọn obìnrin ni kó máa ní sùúrù fẹ́ rí àwọn pẹ́rẹ́ǹtì wa náà bó ṣe yẹ kán ṣe náà ní ẹgbẹ́ wà lọ ní sùúrù náà ni because bàbá àwọn ṣe ń wo píjọ yẹn àwọn lè máa wò ní different level pé kò ń ṣe bí ṣé kò ń ṣe ìṣúná bẹ́ẹ̀ gbógun báyìí ọmọ yẹn má tó rí ibì kan ní ìsìn wọn ló sọ pé nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ wà lọ ní sùúrù ni o inú sùúrù yẹn ló máa wá lọ ní tí ayé ò tẹ̀ wá ní fi dá gbogbo nǹkan wá jà But the prayer that máa ní ni wípé kí Ọlọ́run ọba lọ́jọ́ ẹ̀yìn kó máa yọ wá nínú ewu ńlá ni. Nǹkan tẹ́ sọ yìí, ẹ ti bá gbọ́ program yẹn, dárí pé program yẹn ní agbára gan. Àwọn ọkùnrin burú lórí àwọn system yẹn gan. Ọlọ́run. Because ẹni tó ń gbọ́dọ̀ yín ní ìsìn, ẹ rí i pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe channel ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Ẹ channel in the sense that kò ń ṣe pé ẹ ń support ọkùnrin. Káwọn obìnrin lè rí i pé ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ yìí, ọ̀rọ̀ tí èèyàn máa ń kọ́ ọgbọ́n rẹ̀ nígbà ní kí wọ́n dúró. Mo kàn wò pé ṣé mo lè mo á rí ibi tí wọ́n á rọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sí pé mo dẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ́nìkan báyìí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi náà. The same problem tẹ́ni ẹ ní ní California lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ni ẹ̀. Wọ́n ń dàbò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń dàbò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ni. Ṣé mọ̀ fún obìnrin tó bá dẹ̀ ń wá nǹkan, gbogbo ara ló máa fi wá.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Gbogbo ara ni o. Bó ṣe ṣe 16 hours. Bó ṣe ṣe 16 hours ní lórí iṣẹ́. Ní wíkẹ́ndì náà, a tún gbèdì fún ọkùnrin náà nìyẹn náà tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ńlá. So gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa ni Ọlọ́run ló máa kọ́ wa mọ̀ ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó bá ń gbọ́ prógrámù yìí tó bá dẹ̀ fi òye àti ọgbọ́n gbé àárí reason bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò dẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo ọkùnrin náà ló tún rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. But in most cases kéèyàn máa wà desperate jù. Desperation gbà mí òun ló máa ń cause gbogbo àwọn problem. Pé tí o bá sí ilé kò lè sí mi mọ́ náà. Ẹ lè ní pressure nínú ilé ẹ̀yin obìnrin o. Wọ́n lè máa fún yín ní wàhálà, wọ́n lè máa sọ pé ní báyìí ní tí ṣe o. Wọ́n lè máa sọ ilé, wọ́n lè máa sọ ilé o. But ẹ ṣáà máa ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹni yẹn náà ẹ fi àwọn ọkọ lọ ẹ wo bó ṣe ń ṣe. Ṣé kò ń ṣe pé owó tí mo ní lọ́wọ́ ló fẹ́ máa gbà ní? Like Mr. Vito said something, ó dẹ̀ wọ ọ̀rọ̀ mo ní wọ̀ náà. I was once in this situation o. Ṣé rí tí èèyàn ò bá dúró dáadáa bí ọkùnrin, ó yẹ kó obìnrin náà máa fọ́kùnrin ní test. Ọkùnrin tí ò níbi tó ń gbé tí ò ní yàrá. Bó ẹjọ́ ń fẹ́ra ayé ẹ̀rẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe marriage. Ayé ẹ̀rẹ̀ bá ṣe marriage ìtọ́jú ṣe máa lọ wá ilé tó fẹ́ lọ gbà. Sọ̀rọ̀ nìyẹn. Ayé ká máa ronú dáadáa o.
Ìwọ wá ṣe wájú fẹ́ jẹ́ ìyàwó gidi, wá kó wọlé fún kó lọ gba lẹ́gẹ̀ẹ́dì marry. You already told him you are desperate as hell. You already showed how desperate you are.
To what you said, and there is a reason to believe you what you just said. Responsibility. Ṣé nígbà mi máa wáyé ọdún máa fún ẹ responsibility láti ṣe? Wà á ṣorí kìíní ìwọ lágbájá yóò kàkín. Nǹkan tó béèrè yẹn mi ò lè fún ẹ o. Ọkùnrin náà nìwọ náà, àwọn kan ló ń kó káàní káàkiri tó máa kó kíní. Wàá kó sínú báàgì lọ gbé sí recycling. Wàá pa bí almost $40, $50. Ó tó wá pa wọ́n kó jọ kó náà lọ fi ṣe àwọn.
Kò síṣẹ́ kékeré. Life is in phases. If he's going through a situation right now, tí ẹ mọ̀ okay, ó ní kò tó ọ̀tọ̀, kò ní rárá, ìwọ ló wá ń joyè Jésù náà ayé ìyá máa jẹ.
Mr. Victor, ṣé mọ nǹkan tí mo kọ́kọ́ notice ìyá tó bà mí lẹ́rù gbà tí mo dé lóyún? Ìyá tó wà o. Ọ̀pọ̀ ṣe kọ́ wa láti ilé tèmi notice. Ọ̀pọ̀kùnrin lèmi káwọn obìnrin gbọ́rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn tó wà ń bì, àwọn akátá, ọ̀bóyá àwọn other tribe yẹn náà mi o. Ó bẹ́ẹ̀ níbi ṣe kínkín. Àwọn tá a wá láti Africa, especially Nigeria, a níwà kan. Ṣé mo pé tó bá ń fẹ́ akátá ń bì, wọn ò kí kan tẹ́tẹ̀ ṣe o. Tó bá jà kí mú nǹkan wọlé.
Yes, they don't mind.
Wọ́n fẹ́ béèrè question. My husband he has gone to work. A ti béèrè ní weekend yẹn ṣé ìkọ̀kan ti jáde. Bí wọ́n ti fún ẹ ní paycheck. Kò sí ètò kọ̀ wọ́n. Ṣé rí personality tàbá lọ pé tó bá ti ẹ̀wà nílẹ̀ wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá wọ suit gbọ́dọ̀ yẹ kí òun ní ẹ̀lẹ́ta máa respect. Kò sí kan tó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí. As long tó bá ti make makajuku ẹ̀ tó ń wọlé fún ẹ dáadáa. Ọ̀tá àlérú kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rí orientation wa yẹn ó affect wa gan. Olúwa mi ìgbà tó yẹ pé àwọn ọ̀rajà ló máa ń ṣe wájú. Ọ̀tá kápá òun ṣe yẹn. All they need to do is my boyfriend ó lè provide mo ní owó bill ẹ̀sán ọ̀sán fún ẹ. Kò jí náà òun ṣe wọn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ òun òṣìṣẹ́ kù òun ò lè rówó. No. So gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn àti láti ẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Tàbá lè máa educate ara wa ní ìsìn. Bóyá gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ náà.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, see, I can't emphasize that fact enough. I cannot overemphasize this enough. I honestly cannot overemphasize it enough. Be supportive, be there. Two, it takes two to tango. One will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. Be part of your husband's success. But hear me, don't breed a baby in a man. Don't breed a baby in a man. You can bring the best out of a man, you can bring the beast out of a man. Men are predators. Men will always take advantage. We are wired to take advantage. So don't make yourself vulnerable. Some act of kindness can make you vulnerable. How lè máa ní boyfriend ìwọ ló ń bá lọ wáṣẹ́ ló ń bá submit resume? No, that's not being nice. That's being stupid. I've had so many stories and it bothers me. Jẹ́ kó lọ submit resume rẹ̀. O lè bá wábi tó máa lọ ó yá lọ síbí báyìí. Bá mi bọ́ǹkù ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. No, don't do that. So many things in America you wà fowó ẹ̀. O fẹ́ fáìlì fọ́kùnrin kó wá láti Nàìjíríà kó wá fẹ́ l'Amẹ́ríkà. O máa gbéwèé wọlé fún láti ìwọ ló máa dúró fún. Owó fọ́ọ̀mù tẹ máa tún fi fáìlì ní immigration ìwọ ni kò tún ní kò rí san ìwọ ni wà tún san. Ìbáàjẹ́ 20 years ló fẹ́ fi dájọ́ ẹ̀ láti rí 2008 owó immigration yẹn díẹ̀ kó wá. Let him be committed to something. Let him learn commitment. Ṣé gan ni? Yes, they want to pull my trigger right now. If you tell a man to get his life in order, especially any man over 50 years of age, he's still trying to get himself together, they get offended. Okay, well, I get that. In fact, that will lead me to the next thing. There are certain things that goes along with age. Are you with me? There are certain life accomplishments that goes along with age. There are certain values that goes along with age. But me that a man above 35 that is telling you you have a plan. No, you actually have a plan to fail. Step aside. I'm saying it with my full chest. If his plan is not yet becoming materialistic, step aside. You are joking. A man in his 40s is scattered around everywhere. He's doing this job today. A man in his 40s telling you he's a contractor. You don't know what he's contracting. He's doing general merchandise. And you want to marry that kind of a man. You are destined to suffer. Now, I get that. Why are they offended? Dr. Dutayo. The only reason they're offended is that they are insecure about themselves. See, this is where abuse comes in. Hear me very well. A man who his life achievement cannot match his age will naturally be insecure. But unfortunately, this is the thing with men. Men insecurity will be shielded by ego. Their insecurity will be wrapped up by ego, which will produce anger. Ama wa kunra mu e, awa lo tin ṣiṣẹ́ jù. O tó bá mi fẹ́ mi ò fẹ́ kó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́, fẹ́ kó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó fẹ́ sọ ẹ́ di olórí burúkú ni. Wèrè fẹ́ sọ ẹ́ di dàbí mo ṣe dà ni. Because he's trying to subject you to his level. Do you understand? You are becoming you are affecting his self-esteem. So he will do everything to bring you down. If you come down, it's your fault. It's your fault. So many women as Jam Agbaku has entered into so many unfortunate relationships. I ended up in regrets in the name of Komada Bigbe. Mi ò fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ so that being kò ní sọ pé èèyàn arrogant. Komada Bigbe kìíní kan. But kó má dà pé mo walk away tó gbé kò, kó má dà pé mo filẹ̀ tó gbé kò ní nǹkan kan. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni, over 40, you are even going to 50, you are going too far. If somebody in his 40 has not got his life together, could they make it? It takes a miracle. If it requires a miracle for a man to succeed in life, why do you want to be there? Because miracle happen once in a lifetime. Miracle is probability. It might happen, it might not happen. You want to live your life on chances? No. I'm giving you cold hard advice. A man above 40 that still don't ordinary dress sense, so she will buy tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ kò ní bọ́ boxer. Singlet in lọ́mọ lọ́rùn, ó ń pọ́n lọ́rùn ẹ̀. Ó ń wọlé ẹ̀ báyìí, ṣìkan ń sáré jáde ló. See, Bobby Dada, it starts from decency. Ordinary enter a man in his 40s who walk kitchen nearby. It's not in order. His bedroom is shattered. Sori bó ṣe ń ṣe ilé ẹ̀jákujàku yẹn bó ṣe máa ṣayé ẹ̀ nìyẹn. From those little things, it counts. Because a man is a sense of responsibility that makes you feel like I need to do this. I need to do this. You think you clean your house, you do because it's because you feel the need to do it. But some of them are looking for a woman like you, Oponu Desperado. I can't Shalade Ori. Wo Ade Egun lo ma de last. Níbi tó ti wá dé orí wèrè káàkiri. Àkókò bí ó wá sàn ṣe rádaràda. Má dàdé Egun bí ó ti wá dé ìrànú káàkiri. A man who cannot coordinate himself cannot coordinate you. It begins with self. Look at how people treat themselves. You know in your heart, a man in his 40 that you are still teaching personal hygiene. You are still the one teaching personal hygiene. You know that she very well. Woman, Jaya now. Who they I buy blame my work shirt ye. Work shirt moeti. You will say I will let this word. You are wow. We just lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì. Ògbà tó dé òru tó tọ̀nù tó ṣe ó dà ipò fẹ́ kú òyì kọ́ ẹ nínú híìtì tó tẹnu ẹ̀ jáde. Ó gorí ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ tó ń fún ẹ bó ṣe ká ọlọ́kẹ́ tó lóun kìí ṣe báyìí. Ìwọ fúnra rẹ̀ ń ṣe mí ni abíyá ẹ̀ báyìí híìtì tó ń jáde ńbẹ̀ wọ́n lè gbé bodindi búrẹ́dì síbẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ jiná. You now left. You narrowly escape. Ọlọ́run ò jẹ́ kó o ṣánkú sí di òrùn. Ó wá lọlé. By the time you are coming back to visit the next day, torí kó ṣáàlì ládé lórí you complain. And you are coming back to visit, you are buying roll-on, body spray, all of those things. You now bought it for him. Wani, my rakini, ìyàwó mi my rakini, máa lò. O ti wọ́ fún ara ẹ. That time you come back the third time, mo gbé nǹkan tó ra for the last time yẹn gan, kò tí ì kó bó ṣe wà. Even pẹ̀lú bó ṣe ra gan kò ń lò déédéé. And you can see. This person treats himself with negligence and ignominy. How can he treat you right? How can he treat you right? A man you just meet, maybe the first time or second time, the first 3 times. In fact, the first 3 times, to buy me the bay ocean logly. First time to lolly, second time, third time to lolly. Where do one lane to share meet? Ẹjọ́ wà nù yàrá òun yà so far, òun yà so fò, òun yà so far. That tells you that this is a reckless, careless human being. Ọlọ́run ò dálé so ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ní làákàyè tí òun ṣe wèrè. I want to be accurate with my words, but I don't think anybody will say more case because I don't so now. But if anybody will say they've had me farted before, my tight gone. Maybe my ex-wife, and it will be a couple of times. Or maybe I'm in the bathroom. You know, there's a bathroom in the room. Maybe she's in the room, I'm in the bathroom. And she will start laughing. That's the worst. But in your two your dad, first dates, don't you are meeting a man for the first time. You went to visit him. And the relationship. Ẹjọ́ jáde ó dẹ̀ mutí ó dẹ̀ mutí yó ń ta gọ́gọ́ ń rànjú báyìí ó dẹ̀ sá lọ fún rú ẹ̀ Decency ni. Èèyàn tó ṣe ayé rádaràda. Èèyàn tí ò fi ipò yẹ kóhun ní poise. Tó fi gbé carelessness ni those little things count. Ó count. Ibi tó ti máa mọ̀ pé ìyá fẹ́ jẹ èèyàn tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ̀ tó tí mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ tí déètì fún 6 months. Tó ti ń yáwó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó ti ń mú debit card ẹ̀ tó ti fi ra gan. Once they begin to ask you about your financial expenses, be careful. Somebody you just make, I'll be saying, I want my son. Those are personal questions. Why? Why should you disclose that? Why should that even be a discussion? A man who cannot compose himself, he doesn't have the decorum, the etiquette, the demeanor of a valuable man. He can't treat you right. He can't treat you right. He can't. This is where women have problem. You will ignore all of these things. You now want to tame him. You cannot change a man. You can only make a man learn. And the only way to make him learn is step aside for him. You are the price. Let him. Sometimes we men, we have to work on our attitude, on our lifestyle because of the woman that we want to attract. Be that. It is the women of this society that are breeding nuisances as men. It's a breed I want to dealer. And work more is my mineral resources. That's all they live for. That's all fetch them living. From one woman to the another. Making hands meets. And then you will be here writing nonsense on social media. Men has come. He was stupid. Women breed the kind of reckless and useless men that we have in the society today. You breed them. Because the competition is high, women are going extra mile. You will see those red flags, you will ignore it. You will suffer betrayal over time. He's asking you, I don't let me be saying, I'm asking for lọ́sẹ̀ ìyá àbí. Tó yan tó ṣe mọ̀, tó bá ti aṣọ ẹ̀ bá ti pọ̀ jù sáà fún. Ọmọ kí n tẹ̀lé ìró kan mo kàn tẹ̀ wá ní ibi 2,000 kí n tẹ̀ fi ṣe kí nìyẹn business yẹn dẹ̀ máa ń yọ owó fún mi ẹ̀yin ọ̀gbẹ́ni look away. Support a man. Don't take the role of God in their life. You will not teach him to learn to weather the storm because ìṣòro kì í tán láyé. Ṣé oṣù ọ̀gbórí ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ máa fi sí forever ni? You have to learn to give people space for them to learn how to be a man. I've lived for 2 weeks. Not too long. I come online, you people will not know. For 2 weeks, I have $30 in my wallet. For 2 weeks. Nobody knows. And my attitude remains the same. Because if I have $30 million today, my attitude will still be like this. Paul sọ pé mo ti kọ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ń jẹ ní àjẹyó, mo ti kọ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ń jẹ ní ìrékọjá. I've been one bastard. He's going through his moment now. Unfair. Wait for it though, because you don't know the attitude of a man until you test them with money. So you're going to change the deal. What do we buy? Theater. Oh, me. You don't know that men date women of their size. Men date based on their condition. Hear me, madam. Maybe that man is with you now because of the condition that he's in. To be born in the situation will you still be his choice? Are you sure? Are you sure you're going to be his standard? Are you sure you're going to meet up with his pedigree? It's not a question that you will ask him, it's a question that you will ask yourself. You will know by yourself if this man is actually for you. You always know women are the most intelligent creature God ever made. But the problem is that women are the most reckless, unrealistic creature God ever made. You always know those things. You always just know how to ignore it because you want to use where faith is not necessary. Let's read the second story. I'm going to read 2 stories today. Let's read the second story. Surviving betrayal. Good evening, sir. My story is long, but I will make it short. It's short that a few women can take wisdom from. Very few men will go through what I go through without having high BP or stroke. Me and my husband have been married for good 25 years. So I trust him so much, we have joint account and do things together. One day, my husband came home from work and told me that there is a nurse that have accommodation issue in their office. That I should please allow her to be coming home once in a while if she's on night duty, that she had spiritual problem. That's how I foolishly accepted, not knowing they are dating. Normally, I don't check my husband's WhatsApp, but one day I just said to myself that I did not trust the lady anymore. I checked my husband's phone and I saw the chat between them. When I confronted my husband and when I confronted him, he told me that they are dating. I was hurt. I cried. And I told him to stop the lady from coming to my house. He said he cannot do it, that if I stop the lady from coming to the house, he will stop coming home. I said it's okay by me. Truth to his words, when I stopped the lady, lo and behold, that year, my husband did not celebrate New Year with us for the first time in 20 years. Someone I believed we have gone through a lot together, he can never betray me, not knowing that people in my compound and my streets, even my church knows what was going on between my husband and the lady. I was pained. I nearly entered this guy, did not bother. He said, how many wives did my father have? I cannot stop him. He married the lady secretly and they had a baby together. He rented an apartment for her and he was going home once a while, which I don't care anymore. Whatever he does is his problem. How I overcome the whole thing, when something like that happened, people will be advising you here and there. But it was my friend that told me, your husband is enjoying himself. You are here disturbing yourself over public opinion. And I better forget him and face my work and my children. That is what did gradually I overcome my fear. Though I did not leave him, but we are co-parenting, but there is no love from my side for him anymore, which he knew. Life goes on no matter what if you have Christ. That's my story, though I cannot state all that happens afterward, just to let us that you can't trust nobody. Yeah, this is real life. I'm reading messages that goes to my phone. Real life story, hands-on, real people. I have over 6 to 7 stories that have been sent to me. Now, when I read this, again, like I said, when I see things like that, it choke me. As in, it choke me for truth. How many of us understand the story very clearly, so I don't go back to it? After 25 years of marriage, they've been through thick and thin. They've been together. They've been through everything. One day, the husband said, "Oh, I have a co-worker who is going through moments." Mm. Excuse me. The husband said, "Okay, I have a co-worker. He said he has spiritual problem. I want her to come and, if you work at night, you'll be coming to the house just to sleep and rest." Says she has spiritual problem. First of all, again, I repeat to you, be good to people. Yeah, mo ti fuck up. Báwo mo di cup ìmú tó dẹ̀ sàn báyìí? Irú ọwọ́ wo lélẹ̀? Irú àwọn ọwọ́ àbàmì wo lélẹ̀? I've cracked this cup. Be good to people. Be nice to people. Help people. But if you want to live long and you want to live happy, help people at arm's length. That's number one lesson I've learned the hard way. Help people at arm's length. Number two, I repeat again. If there's anything you're going to take from this show today, is this. Do not take the role of Jehovah in anybody's life. I have a co-worker. She has accommodation problem. She has spiritual problem. And please let her be coming to the house. Yeah. Your house is what? Refugee camp or okay today? Because if somebody has spiritual problem, they should go to MFM. If they have spiritual problem, how is your house the next point of contact? How? Don't you ever open up yourself for attack. Help people, but help from arm's length. I can't tell you enough how many stories I've heard, how many incidents I've seen of people bringing people into their houses and into their marriage that ended up ruining it. He allowed the woman to start coming to their house and maybe spend some moments with them and find out that they are in a relationship. This man did not even deny after he was being caught. He ended up marrying this woman, ended up leaving this woman alone, won't come home. Over an act of kindness. Being kind to the woman and trusting the husband. What do you think this incident, this experience will leave this woman with? Do you think this woman will ever trust a partner again? This is the reason why we have so many angry women in the society today. Some women are angry for no damn reason. Fola Oba, how are you doing? Don't you open up yourself to be vulnerable in the name of being kind. Betrayal me. I want spirit. I have so many of friends ending up getting married to their friend's boyfriend that they introduced them together. But still me, I don't know sort of boyfriend in me. But it's about a boyfriend. In fact, there is one. I will bring the detail of the story next time. I want to go now. There is one that they went out. The guy was in abroad. The lady were in Nigeria. So ọkọ abroad dey okay ọkọ mi ti dé láti US. Wọ́n dẹ̀ baby jẹ́ kí n gbé yín jáde wà táwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ jọ gbé wọn jáde. Ibẹ̀ ló dẹ̀ ti gba nọ́mbà boyfriend. Lẹ́ni náà ti jọ ń process bó ṣe fẹ́ gbéyàwó ẹ̀ wá bí tó ti ń fàìlì fún un. Géèmù dẹ̀ change bó dẹ̀ ṣe wà náà jáde ó dẹ̀ fún ọ̀rẹ́ lóyún. Ọ̀rẹ́ ló padà fẹ́ tó padà gbé wá abroad o. And the bottom line of betrayal is this. If you have not been the high level of betrayal, that will be heartbreaking, breakfast in washing, you are still lucky. The difference between it broke my heart is different from betrayal. I will bring you my own personal story. If I have time tomorrow, I will be here tomorrow. I should, but I'm not promising you. I will tell you my personal story of betrayal so that you understand that it doesn't have to be relationship alone. So many of you know my story. I tell my story many times, but this particular one, I don't think I've ever told it online before. I will tell you my personal story of betrayal and how I go through it. But to everybody who have gone through betrayal at one point or the other, and you are listening to me now, this is my word for you. Somebody who you trust has let you down. Somebody who you put your back on, or who you think will be there for you, failed you at one point or the other. And you have bottled the pain and the anger all along up until now. You tell yourself that you have let go, but you know in your heart that this experience has not left you the same way it met you. You know in your heart that you are having a problem of trust ever since then. You have a problem of committing to people. Your attitude, your character, your emotions, your self-esteem has been soiled ever since then. This is what you need to do. You need to tell yourself that whoever that has disappointed you, that has betrayed you, this is what you need to know. Listen, if the value of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. I repeat, if the value of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Everybody or anybody who has betrayed you, they only betrayed you because they are short-sighted. They only betray you because they do not understand, or they did not understand your value. Everybody who has betrayed you because they do not deserve you in the first place. You were belittling yourself to be in a relationship with them. You were wrong for trusting them in the first place. You were not wrong because you trust. They were wrong because you trusted the wrong person. They don't deserve the trust you give them. You gave them what is beyond their thinking capacity. You gave them what is beyond their words. You gave them what is beyond their value. So it is natural for them to abuse it. What should you do? Aim high. And start looking out to be a better person instead of you being brought down. Take a decision that you will be better for it. Set a goal that is beyond you, that is unrealistic, and work towards it. Who betrayed you don't deserve you in the first place. So, if the value of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Hear me. This is a Samsung phone. This is a Samsung Fold, right? I bought this phone for $1,700. This phone was bought for $1,700. Or maybe we should use an iPhone for an example. If I give this phone right now, I love my kids. I have a 5-year-old kid. If I give this phone to my 5-year-old child, Uh, will he like it? Definitely, yeah. Will he be happy to have it? Definitely, yes. But what do you think will happen to this phone in less than a week? If I give this phone to my son today to be using, oh, I love my son. I want my son to use a good phone, and I give her this Samsung phone. What do you think will happen to it? Talk to me. What do you think will happen to this phone? If out of my love for my son, I decide to give him this phone. Ṣebí nǹkan téèyàn bá ní torí ọmọ la ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ àbí? Tí n bá dẹ̀ gbé fóònù 1700 tí mo gbé lọ́mọ lọ́wọ́, it's not a bad thing now. But kí lẹ fi ìbò máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí fóònù yìí? It will scatter, abi? Somebody said it will scatter. Why? You think it will break it? It will spoil it? It will destroy it? Why? Why do you think it will break it? Don't forget, it's 5 years old. Because he's too young to know its use. Or let's rephrase, because he doesn't even know. How many function on this phone with my 5 years old son know? How many function? He doesn't understand the value. Thank you. He's too young or he's too ignorant to understand what this phone even àwọn àgbàlagbà míì gan tó ń lo àwọn fóònù yìí gan ẹ kàn rà torí kẹ́ lè meet up ni. You don't even know 15% of his words. You don't know. Some of you are just buying iPhone, buying Samsung for the purpose of buying it. You are underutilizing it. Not to talk of a 5-year-old kid. You will not know the value. Ó lè mú bó ṣe wà yẹn kó tì sínú omi. Kó lóun fẹ́ fi ṣọkọ̀ ojú omi. Boat. Ó lè wò kó fi sọ̀kò. Kò mọ iye tó ń tà, kò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. He doesn't know what can damage it, what cannot damage it. It doesn't occur to him that this is a glass that can break. Why? So he will likely destroy this phone because he doesn't know the value. He's not aware. That is how abusers are. People who abuses you conveniently because they don't know the value of you. When the value of a thing is not acknowledged, the abuse of it is inevitable. People who don't know your value will comfortably abuse you. When a value of a thing is not achieved, is not in place, the abuse of it is inevitable. Now, so you have to understand that people who betray you don't understand your worth in the first place. They don't deserve you in the first place. So surviving betrayal is you acknowledging that you did not do wrong for trusting. You did not do wrong for loving. You did not do wrong for committing. What was wrong was that you committed to the wrong person. What was wrong is that you loved the wrong person. What was wrong is that you trust the wrong person. They do not deserve the amount of trust, of love, of commitments you give to them. So you will be doing yourself a harm by withdrawing your good virtue because of somebody else's bad character. You will be doing yourself a danger by withdrawing your good virtue because of somebody else's misbehavior. Somebody's misbehavior should not condition your own behavior. Reach for the star, set a mark, and go for it. Set a bigger goal Look at yourself with that and realize that you were settling for less then. When you saw the betrayal was because you were settling for less. So aim high, set the standard, and work on yourself. Be better for it. Tell yourself, I wasn't wrong to love. Because that is what you should do. What you think you have done, that's why you think it. No, you think it's because you trusted, that's why. No, you should trust. You cannot survive in this world without trust. You don't have any business loving, you don't have any business being in a relationship without trust. You will trust again and again. In fact, you will trust more. But this time, you will trust somebody who deserves it. Enough of punching yourself in the face, enough of beating yourself up. It is not your fault that you trusted. It is their weakness that they could not stand up to protect and defend the trust. So, brace yourself up and take a decision to step out of that pain, out of that anger, and be better for it. Bring yourself back to life. Get your spark up. Get your groove on. And be that person that you have always wanted to be. That person that you've always been. That loving, happy, vibrant person. And make a life of peace and happiness a standard for you. On this note, I'll be saying a very good night to you. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you again. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.